In this video, I am talking about shape. This first book is The Hello Goodbye Window by Norton Juster and Chris Rakashak. And so, as you can already tell from the front of it, there's a lot of kind of a little bit on the more abstract shapes, but this is a really, really neat book. As you can see, there's lots of shapes that are taking place in this book, a lot of more abstract shapes. You can kind of see where there's supposed to be a tree, even though it doesn't necessarily look like a tree. That you can still see that it's supposed to be trees and a house. And the people are a little abstract. I mean, you can obviously still tell that they're people, but this book definitely is a little bit more abstract. There's no definite lines. A lot of things kind of blend together in this book, but it's still a really neat book. You can still tell what everything is, and you can tell these pictures do go along well with the story. In this page, they're in the kitchen, and he's saying you have the table where you can color on lots of drawers to take stuff out and play with it, but you can't touch anything under the sink. So you see they're on the table and there's coloring on paper. In this one, you see the shelves are full of glass jars with lots of everything in them, a step stool so I can wash my hands, and all kinds of pictures from the olden days. So you can see that these are supposed to be the glass jars that are up on the shelf, and then you see what are supposed to be the pictures that you can notice. Continuing on, you can see that Poppy is playing his harmonica, and he's playing Old Susanna, and he's playing in different ways, fast or slow. You can tell that he's sitting on it looks like a rocking chair, and so it's lots of really interesting shapes in this book. I also really love this book for the textures that it uses. There's lots and lots of textures, especially if you look at the people. You can see her hair. It's curly, and again with the boy who has both really curly hair. All those textures. The shirt is a plaid shirt. They've added those in. But there's lots of textures that just really enrich this book. You can see that they're outside, and you can see the different plants and everything that they have. In the kitchen, you see the floor. It's kind of like checkered. It looks like this book is almost painted because you can see almost each individual stroke in some of these. So I think this book is a really good for not only doing shape but also texture, because it has lots of different textures in this book. So the other book I'm going to show for shape is this. It is Dirt, and it is by Steve Tomek and illustrated by Nancy Woodman. So this book has a lot to do with kind of like some holes, or it looks made out to be like holes that are dug. So starting out with this book, you can see that the different shapes that the animals are made of. You see this mole and how it's digging. You can see different shapes from the fence and how it's all put together. And I think that this book is really good on how it uses shape to portray the different characters. And you can see the garden that they have. It goes on to talk about the different types of soil. And it uses different shapes, like you can see kind of like blocks for the rocks and gravel and sand. You can still see all of that kind of individual pieces in it. And so lots of different ways that shape is used. You can see it's the leaves. You can have definite shape of what those leaves look like. And continue on, look, it kind of showing the tree roots, how they have sand and kind of crossed, and you can see the differences in the tree roots. And so I think that's a really good way, again, to use shape in this. And the pictures, again, go along really well with the books. or what's the story that it's talking about, because it's all talking about what's in the ground. It's talking about how the leaves, after they fall, they kind of settle on top, and then they start to decompose and become part of the soil again. And you put nutrients back in the soil. You can see all the different holes that are being dug by the mole, and then the worms. You see, or the kind of the paths that they're all leading down under here to be able to burrow through the ground. So I think this book is just really good using shape. This book is also really good with textures. There's a lot of shape, it has a lot to do with the textures. You can see that there's a lot of ground. You can see all this pile of dirt and rocks, and you can tell what's in it. And just even the border, you can see around has lots of texture in it. So that's really good. And look at the grass and trees. Trees, you can see the individual leaves, and you can see water, how it looks like it kind of has some waves. So I think this book is also really good to talk about texture as well.